healthy and ready to learn new things. So my name is Palak Patel. I'm working in the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center Navsari in Civil Engineering Department as an assistant professor. So in this subject we are going to learn design of structures. This subject is BE third year, SEM 5th. So in this lecture, we are going to learn one-way slab. So shall we start? So first of all, first example here. Design the slab for a room for office building 3 by 2 meter or 3 by 2 3.2 by 9.2 meter. The slab is resting on 300 thick wall, resting live load 2.5 kN per meter square. Okay, so by this data I can draw some sketch. If I say this is the wall which width is 300 mm, okay, and on this wall slab is resting, okay, and slab carry a 2.5 kilonewton per meter square live load, okay, 2.5 kilonewton per meter square live load. Slab is resting, okay. So this type of figure again, but here is a dimension is given is 3.2 meter or 9.2 meter, okay. So 9.2 is ly and 3.2 is lx. So what is this? It's a slab cross section. If I say this is 9.2, so this is 3.2 meter, okay. This figure is completed. Then after use M20 concrete mix and Fe415 steel as a reinforcement. Check the slab for cracking, check for deflection, check for development length, and check for shear. So this sub check we have to follow. This is the 4 types of check we have to follow. So shall we start the example? So first step is assume 3.2 meter and 9.2 meter as a clear dimension. We assume this data. 3.2 by 9.2 is given data. Okay, this is size of slab. Size of room. We assume this is the clear dimension. Means what? This is 3.2. If I say here is a wall, okay, so here is a wall, so this is 9.2 and this is 3.2, okay. Clear dimension is given. We assume this is then after fck 20 newton per mm square, fy 415 newton per mm square, then after ly by lx, ly means longer span, lx means shorter span. 9.2 by 3.2, value is 2.875, which is more than 2. So design the slab as one way simply supported slab, okay. If less than 2, we have to design two-way slab. The effective depth, we have to first find out effective depth. Effective depth means the thickness of slab, okay. Consider shorter span as L. Consider shorter span as L. So L is equal to 3200 mm, means we have a 3.2 meter. So I converted it 3200 mm, okay. L by D is equal to 20 mf. We have to find out D. Mf is missing. Assume 0.6% still. This data can be assumed 0.6% still, okay. Fy 415, Fs 250. So by this Is, 415 FS 250. We can find out MF MF from the IS code, page number 38. This is the graph here. Here is a modification factor, and y-axis we have a percentage of steel tension reinforcement. So we assume a 0.6% of percentage of steel. Fy is 415. So 0.58 into Fy, we can find out Fs. We can find out Fs. So 415 into 0.58 Fs is 240. Okay, so we have 240 Fs. So here is a 240. Okay, so we have to follow this graph, the second graph, this second graph. Okay, and Fs, we have the percentage of steel is 0.6%, means this line. Look at here, here is 0, here is 0.4. Okay, so middle one is 0.2, here is 0.8, so middle one is 0.6. So this line and this graph meet at this point. So by this point we can find out our value is lesser than 1.2, lesser than 1.2. So our value is between 0.8 and 1.2, but there is a middle line also. So here is a 1, so our value is 1 or 1.2. So I can assume a line 1.1 something else, 1.12, 1.15. I assume MF 1.15. So by the putting value here, I can find out that by reducing L by D, 20 into MF. MF is modification factor. So MF is 1.15. So D is equal to 1 divided by 20 into 1.15. So value is 139. 139.30 mm. Okay. So we provided depth is 150 mm, more than 139.30 mm. Okay. So effective depth we find out. Then after we have to assume 10 5 diameter bar, 10 mm diameter bar. So overall depth is 150 plus 5 by 2 plus clear cover. How this happen? Look at here. It's your slab, okay? It's your slab. Your reinforcement is here, okay? This effective depth 150, okay? Where the effective depth? At the center, at the center of the reinforcement, okay? And clear cover will be surface of the reinforcement. So this is happen 150 plus 5 by 2 plus clear cover, okay? So our overall depth is 175 mm, okay? So we assume clear cover is 20 mm, okay? Next we have to find out effective span. Okay, effective span we have to follow IS 456 2000, page number 34, clause number 22.2.9. effective span, we have the two condition here. Okay, we have two condition. First of all is clear span plus effective depth. This is the first condition, and second condition is center to center of support. Okay, so clear span is smallest span we assume as a clear span, so we calculate the data as a smaller span. So smaller span is 3200 mm plus effective depth is 150, so your value is 3350 mm. And one second is center to center support. Here is your slab and here is your wall, which is 300 mm, and the middle one is 3200 mm. What is center to center? Center to center support means support between center to center, length between center to center support. So if I calculate it here, so 3200 plus 300 by 2 plus 300 by 2, so overall is 3200 plus 300. So here is 3500 mm. Whichever is smaller we take as the effective span. So which one is smaller? The first one, 33550 mm. So we take as a effective span. Then after we have to calculate load. For the load calculation, we assume 1 meter strip of slab. 1 meter strip of slab. Then first of all we calculate dead load. We happen here, look at here. Is your slab cross section is 3.2 is 9.2. We assume 1 meter strip means this strip, 1 meter strip. Okay, and founded load on this strip. So 1 meter strip into depth 0.175 or width density is 25. How this happened? How this calculate? Remember the beam. Remember the beam. If you watch my earlier video, you can understand easily. Remember the beam. If I assume is 1 meter width of beam and 0.175 meter is depth. So cross section area into density, we found dead load 437.5 kilonewton. Then after floor finish is 1 into 1. We assume 1 kilonewton per meter is a floor finish load on 1 meter strip. So UDL load is 1 kilonewton per meter. Then the live load is 2.5, which is given 2.5 given in the example into 1 meter strip, so 2.5 kilonewton per meter. So these are the load which we applied on the slab. So we found a total load. So dead load, live load plus floor finish. So we got total load is 7875 kilonewton per meter. Then after we have to find out factor load. So these are the total load. We have to find out factor load. Factor load is 1.5 into 78875. So factor load is 11.812 kilonewton per meter. 11.812 kilonewton per meter. These are the factor load, means I call this as W. Total factor load which applied on the beam, the slab. Then I have to find out the bending moment. So UDL load, simply supported slab. We assume 1 meter strip as a beam. So total load is equation is bending moment equation is mu W L square by 8. We found a W 11.812. L square means effective length 3.35 whole square divided by 8. So mu is 60.58 kilonewton into meter. These are the bending moment which applied on the slab. So if I'm going to design a slab, I have to use this bending moment 60.58 kilonewton into meter. Okay. Then this effective depth for the flexure. These are the check for the effective depth which we assume. So Fi is 415, Mu is 0.138 FCK square, Mu is found 0.138, FCK we know it at 20, width is 1, we have to find out depth. Mu is 60 kilonewton, 10 raised to 6 for the Newton into mm, 0.138, FCK 20, width is 1000 because 1 meter we assume, so 1000 mm. So we have to find out d square. So d is equal to 77.55 50 mm and we applied a 150 mm. So our effective depth which we assume is okay, is safe. Okay. Then after step 7, calculate the main steel. Main steel from the SP60 page number 48 table 2. Okay. From the SP60 page number 48 table 2 we have to find out mu upon bd square. Mu is 60.58 into 10 raised to 6. Width we assume 1000 into 150 whole square is equal to mu 0.73. Fy 415. So let's go to the SP60. Is open. Here is a table, first table for find out PT percentage of steel. So look at here, here is a first table, table 1 for find out PT. But here FCK is 50 Newton per mm square. What we take 20 Newton mm square. So this table is not used. So let's check the second table. Okay, here is a second table. Table number 2 for use for the PT. FCK 20 Newton per mm square. FCK 20 Newton per mm square. But check this Fy we have a 415 here. So we can use this table. Both value we can find it from here. Mu upon BD square, how much is 0.73? So we will find out 0.73 here, but we have a 0.70 and 0.75 mu upon BD square value, and Fe415 grade of steel. So our value is between these two, 0.203 or 0.218. Take the average, 0.203 plus 0.218 divided by 2. So FCK 20, so PT is 0.218. 0.218. These are the percentage of steel PT. So by the percentage of steel, we can find out area of steel at a tension zone. AST. AST is equal to PT by 100 into B into D. So PT is 0.218 divided by 100 into 1000 into 150. So AST is 327 mm square. 327 mm square. So these are the area of steel at a tension zone. But we found area for the, here is 3.2, here is 9.2. We found the area for a 1 meter strip only. Okay, so this 327 mm is only for the this 1 meter strip, but we have to design the whole structure. So if I say I divide whole slab into 1 meter strip, okay, so all this step, this need a 227 mm square. This strip is also need 227 mm square. This strip also need 227 mm square. These are the design consideration. Okay, if this strip I design the slab for this strip, so all the strip need a 127 mm square. So let's do how to uh, give this 327 mm the whole structure. So consider 10 mm diameter bar. We consider 10 mm diameter bar which applied on the slab. So small AST, find out pi by 4 into diameter whole square. So small AST is 78.53 mm square. 78.53 mm square. But we found a spacing. So small AST divided by capital AST into 1000. So we found a spacing is 240.50 mm square. So how this happened? Look at here. Here is slab cross section. Okay. We design a 1 meter strip. This is the 1 meter strip. We found a spacing 240.50 mm. Okay. If I provide a spacing between two reinforcement is 240.50 mm, then I can provide whole structure with a slab spacing 240.50 mm. Okay, so we provide a spacing 230 mm. For the calculation we got 240.50 mm spacing, but what we provide 230 mm spacing. Okay, check capital AST is equal to small AST divided by spacing into 1000. We got capital AST 341.43 mm square. Then after we found out the distribution still. For the distribution still we have to follow IS 456 page number 48 clause number 26.5.2.1. Let's check this clause. IS 456 page number 48 clause number 26 37 38 point 5 point 26.4 here 26.5.2.1 minimum reinforcement. There is a mild reinforcement in either direction in the slab shall not be less than 0.50 of total cross section area. What is line say? If your slab is designed that time, if you use a mild steel, a percentage of steel at a cross section area is not less than 0.50 percentage. Okay, for the mild steel 0.50 percentage, but this value can be reduced, to 0.12%, 0.12% when high strength deform bar used, when high strength HYSD bar used, then time at that time percentage of steel is reduced 0.12%. Provide 0.12% of total cross section area. So AST is 0.12 divided by 100 into 1000 into 175. So AST is 210 mm square. Then after for the distribution steel, we assume 8 diameter bar. So small AST is 50.26 square. Same for the distribution steel, find spacing. Small AST divided by capital AST into 1000. So spacing is 239.33 mm. 239.33 mm. Provide 230 mm center to center spacing. Okay. So our design is complete here. Okay, if I draw cross section of the slab, you can see it's a wall. It's a wall here, and wall is 3.2 clear span. 3.2 clear span. Then after I'll check color. Okay. Okay. So these are the main reinforcement. Main reinforcement 230 mm center to center, 10 dia bar. Okay. Same concept for the distribution steel. Distribution steel. Distribution steel is 230 mm center to center, 8 dia bar. These are the cross section and our design is completed. So our design is complete. So now we have to check for cracking. Check for cracking. So check for cracking we have to use for the main steel. Main steel we have to follow 3D first check for the. Okay, we have the two check here. First is 3 into D, 3 into 500 into 450 mm. And the second one is 300 mm. What is this? These are the spacing between reinforcement. So this both value is find out, and let's check what we provide. We provided 230 mm, which is lesser than both value, So our main steel is checked for the cracking is okay. Second, for the distribution steel. For the distribution steel, your value is 5D and 450. 5 into 150 is equal to 750 mm. And second one is 450. What we provide? 130 mm. No, not a 130, it's a 230. 230 mm provided, which is less than 450 mm. So our design is okay. Our design is safe for the cracking. Your slab, our designable slab is not create a crack. Okay, crack is a failure of RCC. One type of failure of RCC. Second one is check for deflection. Check for deflection. We have to follow allowable L by D is equal to 20 into MF, length by depth ratio. So PT provided, what we provided for the main steel, 100 into 341.43. What is this? 341.43. It's a provided area of steel zone. Okay, 1000 into 150. 150 is effective depth. PT is 0.227%. So by this PT, we can find out MF 1.6 from the same figure, same value, page number 38. SP60, page number 38. Where is okay. So in this data, we have a modification factor. We have to find out modification factor. Percentage of steel is found 0.2, means between this. Okay, Fs is 2.4. So our MF is 1.6. So by this data we can find out MF, and allowable L by D is 20 into 1.6, so value is 32. So length by depth ratio is 32. Next, found out actual length by dash. Actual length by effective span divided by effective depth. So 3350 is effective span divided by 150. So actual length by this ratio is 22.32. So actual length by this length or depth ratio is lesser than allowable length by depth ratio. So it's okay. Length by this ratio is okay here. Then after check for development length, IS 456 2000, page number 44. There is equation LD laser equal to 1.3 M1V plus L0. So depth is 150 mm. Phi 12 phi into 120 mm. So taking larger value of 2. So this 2 value we can find out. We can find L0. So L0 is 150 mm. So this both value we use for the found L0 effective depth and 12 into 5. L0 is 150 mm. Then after shear force at support, we have to find out shear force. V is equal to WL by 2. WL by 2. So W is 11.82, which we find out earlier. A load, factor load into length 3.2 divided by 2, to shear force is 18.91 kilonewton. 80.91 kilonewton. Then after AST, 50% AST at mid span. 50% AST at mid span. Assume here. So mid span. So we assume there is a 50% area of steel at tension zone, which you find out is. So 341.43 AST we have applied. Okay. At a 1 meter strip. And we assume there is a 50% at a mid span. Okay. So 341.43 divided by 2. So AST is 170.71. So M1 we can find out for this equation 0.87 Fy capital AST D into 1 minus Fy capital AST divided by FCK B into D. B into D. So why we use this 50% for the mid span? Because of maximum bending moment at the center. Maximum bending moment at a center. Okay, so found M1 0.87 Fy 415 capital AST 170.71 D is equal to 150 into 1 minus Fy 415 capital AST 170.71 divided by 20 into 1000 into 150. So M1 is 9026 into 10 raised to 6. Unit is kilonewton into meter. Sorry, not a kilonewton meter, it's Newton into mm. Put the all values here. 1.3 into 9026 into 10 raised to 6 divided by 18.91 into 10 raised to 6. 80.91 into 10 raised to 3 plus 150. So 70.50 mm. And for M20 and Fi415 mm square, 10 mm diameter bar in tension, SP60, page number 184, table number 5. SP60, page number 84. Let's check SP60, page number 184. So 195. Page number 184. Okay. Table number 564. This table give a development length for the fully stress strain bar. Okay, so this table can give you a development length value. Okay, so we have a tension bar. We have to follow this table, so we have to only see this half table here. These are for the compression bar. We are table in the tension bar. So diameter bar we assume is 10 mm here, 10 mm. So this value M20 grade concrete. So your value is 45.3. 45.3. So LD is 470 mm. LD is 470 mm. So 470 is lesser than 770 mm. So our development length check is okay. Then after next, or there is a second method to find out development length. So these are the equation. LD is equal to phi into sigma s divided by 4 tau BD. Phi is 10 mm. Sigma s stress is 0.87. Fy 0.87 into 415. So value is 361.05. Tau BD is 1.2 into 1.6 is 1.92 Newton per mm square. If you don't know how to find this value for the tau BD, you can check my video which is show how to find development length. LD is 10 into 136. So our LD is 470.11 mm. Same value. Now for the check for the shear. For the tau BD is equal to VU upon BD. So 1891 into 10 raised to 3 divided by 1000 into 150. So tau BD is 0.126 Newton per mm square. Consider 50 mm bar are bent up at support to resist shear. So same value is for AST 341.43 divided by 2. So 170.71 mm square. So for the 171 mm square, we have to find out PT 1000 width, depth 150. So PT is 0.113%. FCK 20 Newton per mm square. Okay. From the SIS 456, page number 73, table 19. Table number 90 here. Design CS Chromsic. We can find out. We have the PT value AST upon BD. What value PT is 0.113 means you are lesser than 0.50. Newton per mm square, the tau c value. And then after for slab thickness, D is equal to 155 mm, K is 1.25. From the IS 456 2000 page number 72, clause number 40.2.1.1. Let's check. 15.2.1. Where is, yeah. You can find out the K value from here. Okay, overall depth of slab. So overall depth of slab is by from this. We have overall slab is 175. So K is 1.25. 1.25. So K is 1.25. So tau c dash is equal to K into tau c. So tau c dash is 0.35. Okay. For the tau v is less than tau c, so our slab for the shear is okay. Okay. Our design and all check is completed. Our one-way slab design lecture is completed here. We will meet soon for the two-way slab design. Let's hope.